helicopters
Copy,
around.
clear now. Patch with LTAC 1 at 2315.
Copy, 2315.
All right, well, one of our squads in the county's in pursuit of a car, and we are headed to help them.
6-5, Lydia and Lincoln. Took it right on Lydia. Jumped to Snelling again.
Surprisingly, it's
Northbound Snelling.
hanging out in the
Copy, northbound Snelling from Lydia.
He's trying to get somewhere that he knows to bail out.
5181, that'll be southbound.
Copy, southbound.
Sorry, southbound. Who's the alcoholic?
The roads are kind of what you can't chase.
On second in position, I'll call it out. Southbound Snelling, through C. Got a little bit of traffic here, but then we got none.
See, the thing is,
Southbound Snelling,
right now it's 11:16. Everything closes down before 10. There's no bars that are open. If this was a
Unknown who's driving, unknown occupants. Again, it looks like a black Audi. No plates.
Unknown occupants, black Audi, once again, no plates.
the person that's in the best.
Going down to 36. Looks like they'd be heading westbound. Westbound from Snelling.
Westbound 36 from Snelling, slowing down.
Or maybe not.
He's going to come back. He's going to get back to that same area at some point.
An update for squad. Flight is currently fueling up.
Oh, flight is fueling. How long is it going to be?
I wonder how long it takes to fuel up a helicopter.
Continuing westbound through Fairview, coming up to 35W.
Westbound through Fairview, coming up to 35W.
At about 100, we got no traffic.
Speed's 100, no traffic.
Gonna have a hard time making that curve. I always like it when they run into a curve. Any curve at 100 is tough.
6-5, I'm out.
So,
7-2, I'm still with them southbound Cleveland from 36.
Oh, it's southbound.
Southbound Cleveland from 36.
And going back eastbound 36.
Back eastbound 36.
what I say?
I'll get stop 6 at Rice.
Stop 6 at Rice.
We will too. Maybe we'll get our stop sticks
Right,
out.
36 at Rice for that county call.
Copy 36 at Rice.
But the problem is, see, I can turn my lights on, but that might just cause these people to hit the brakes.
Yep.
That's the problem. There's a squad behind us, right there.
Can you clear this advice? Put me on traffic. We'll go Vic and Pierce Butler with Papa Alpha Yankee.
Okay then. Got a little traffic on a different frequency.
Are we locked in now to
656, checking your status.
Central?
Yeah, there we are now.
Copy traffic inventory of Pierce Butler. All I got was Papa
Looks
Alpha.
like vehicle's possibly losing a tire.
Oh, good. How's look there, Pat?
That's the plate.
So,
Southbound Snelling, 85 miles an hour, no traffic.
Southbound
Everyone
Snelling.
just trying to repeat voice.
Squad info, be advised, there's a pursuit coming southbound.
Snelling, 85 miles an hour, no traffic.
The county
Ruby
chase,
boy.
and I don't know what it's for.
That's affirmative. Southbound Snelling, from 36, at 100. Westbound Roseland. It's black sedan, no plates.
Copy, westbound Roseland.
What the pursuit
Well.
was.
we're just going on to Larbar.
Northbound Mid Oaks.
Oh, Jesus, I'm into
Northbound Miss Oaks.
Maybe 36.
You think?
I think
It's
so.
going to be self-contained. Let's get some squads on the Roseland here and block them in.
Yeah. Oh.
Going to be coming southbound on the further up these, going into a residence. Go through yards, southbound.
It's going to come back on Labrador.
Coming through a residential area, going through yard southbound.
We can run down to Lex anyhow.
Back out to Roseland westbound.
Yeah. That's,
Back westbound on Roseland.
Well, if I called it wrong.
it's all right. No, I think this is probably the fastest way into the area. But if you, I think this is as good as any. Look good?
Hang on. Clear.
Through Fairview. Continue westbound.
Westbound Rosemont through Fairview.
No, Roseland does not come out onto 280 any longer, but in the old days it did. Remember that?
Is it Roseland or B that did?
6821 is going to be a white male, shaved head, black jacket.
He drives a white male, shaved head, black jacket.
And just an FYI, the squad, he was reaching down towards the floorboards. I don't know if he was trying to not be seen by me or if he was reaching for something or stashing something. Just want to get up for a bit.
Copy male was reaching down the floorboards.
We're continuing westbound through Rosedale Drive.
Westbound through Rosedale Drive.
Okay, it's number 3. Continuing westbound through Fulham, no traffic.
Westbound through Fulham, no traffic.
Roseland dead ends at 280.
Yep. Woo! Dead
Let's
end.
get squads here. Northbound Walnut.
Ah, shoot.
Northbound Walnut.
Put a new barrier in there.
If squads take up positions, we can box them in. Carl Street, Pleasant Street, Eustis Street. There's only 2 ways out, east or west.
Yep.
Eastbound Ryan, he threw out what looks like to be a Gatorade bottle. He's throwing out more stuff here. It'll be just before Ryan to the south of it, and then more stuff on Ryan about a block or 2 east. He's going through signs. He's going to be down here, Carl Street.
Now going through signs.
Squad, let's set up a perimeter.
Well, take Cleveland South, you think?
You know, you'd know
I'm
better. On this
yeah.
one, you'd know better than me.
I don't know if they got the car or if he bailed in the car. It sounded like he was thinking of bailing.
Yes, sir. Here, release.
I think he said K9's released.
Update.
Squad 323.
What's your new location?
K9 is on the dog. He's fighting the dog.
He's fighting the dog.
2145
Copy,
to
male, fighting the dog.
2250 Margaret Street on a 911. It's a male heard in the background what sounds like striking something. Someone on the phone is walking.
Well, it sounds like they got him.
Yeah.
Good
Can
job.
you get a location?
Two squads, confirm location.
It's either in Falcon Heights
Copy, his car is clear. What's your location?
or
6, so I got him Carl north of Roseland.
north of Roseland.
Copy it, Carl's north of Roseland, 2323.
So County Road B here. Make sure we don't get any side traffic.
We're good.
6921, we're on the northwest corner of the pond at the end of Carl and Ryan, right by Midland Hills.
Copy the northwest corner of the pond at the end of Carl and Ryan.
604 squad zone.
Must have them. That's Mark,
Squads en route can slow.
Sergeant Mark Suki telling us to slow down because
6921, we got one in custody.
there we go.
Copy, one in custody.
Nice
2324.
Nice work.
Great job by the deputies.
6 hours and gun out the door.
6, I'm sorry, can you go again?
A handgun in the door.
Oh, there's a handgun in the door. There you have it.
Copy, handgun in the door, 2324.
People don't run just because they like to run. They always have a reason.
2362, start medics for a dog bite. Starting medics for a dog bite at 2324.
So, this
You're
is
clear.
Fulham. This is Lake. I think we're up here a little bit, right?
Carl, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, do you want medics at the intersection of Carl and Ryan?
Is that Carl?
6-1 affirmative.
Yep. There it is.
Copy in the cul-de-sac, Carl and Ryan.
Car is clear.
I think if I can get in.
I copy, Carlos.
This thing
Excuse
going
me,
on.
car is clear.
Well, he must have thought he was going to get away, or I'm sure he would have tossed the gun.
Tossed a bunch of other stuff, sounds like.
We got to go thank the officers for once again for some great work. So, you guys hang here.
So,
We'll be
with the
right
gun in the
back.
car, can we see if we can find those things you dropped off on Ryan?
So I'm sorry, can you repeat that question in regards to the gun in the vehicle?
With that in mind, we'll see if we can get somebody back to Ryan where he threw that stuff out the window.
Copy, can someone check Ryan where the male was seen throwing objects out the window? Last squad, go again.
Back Ryan.
Copy, thank you.
Got a stolen carrier to take off. Didn't know that until I put it up here. Going eastbound at Sycamore from Sylvan. 545 Romeo Charlie Charlie.
Copy, stolen vehicle eastbound Sycamore at Sylvan.
I am not pursuing and have last direction travel.
Copy, not pursuing, unknown direction travel. Fletcher 28.
510 with Jackson and Sycamore. Waiting, you guys are coming this way. 636, I think it either you went eastbound on Sycamore from Sylvan and last direction travel I saw.
510, copy, Jackson, Sycamore 636, I copy eastbound. Sycamore from Sylvan was the last known location.
The 510 was the license plate on that.
545 Romeo Charlie Charlie.
Green for your Camry. 545 Romeo Charlie Charlie. Copy that. I don't think it passed Jackson at all. Copy. Either you could have gone southbound on Jackson there.
Copy, vehicle didn't pass Jackson. 529.
Copy. It's going eastbound Maryland. Approaching Florida right now. Oh, copy that.
Copy, eastbound Maryland approaching Lawrence.
Just got onto southbound 35.
Copy, vehicle got southbound 35.
636, I copy. Are they driving pretty fast or are they driving normal speed? They're in normal speed right now. Just trying to catch up to it. Copy that. 636, just check and see if I can find another deal elsewhere in the rest.
Oh, boy. Nice work.
Well, they Paul just had another chase and was stolen while we were out. Hang on one second. Yes.
And 636, I can copy the state of the area as well as the north side.
Copy, 11 on now.
Okay. Keep us posted. South on 35, you said? Okay, bye. All right, St. Paul's following a stolen.
Copy, 94.
They're called for flight.
Probably 3.
What channel? Do we know?
Information for squad 3 now, dropping the patch to LTEC 1.
I don't know, 2.
LTAC 1.
636, what the sound?
They're dropping their patch.
646, copy.
516. Stolen,
Well, just to bring you up to speed there was, well, go ahead, Pat, you tell a story.
If I want to be going eastbound, correction, I think this is the wrong vehicle.
Copy.
Give this a second here to figure out what's going on here.
Well, we were out of the car. St. Paul was following a stolen. And so we got to figure out what's going on.
Brian, just west of Walnut. I have a large bag of narcotics on the ground over here.
Go ahead, just fill them in a little
Okay.
bit. Ton of narcotics.
So you've heard us talk oftentimes about how pursuits are rarely just because of having committed a traffic violation. There's so often something else involved. Well, this car here, one of the things he threw out of the car was a large bag of some kind of drug. Under the seat of the car was a very large bag of what looked to be meth.
Yeah.
And in the door pocket of the driver's door was a small caliber handgun with a laser beam attached to it. So
There you have it.
there it is. It was a fantastic job by all the officers involved. Roseville, Ramsey County, State Patrol.
There you have it.
36 is here, sir.
Unfortunately, he ran out of road.
Yes, he did.
Ran out of road. Because that's a dead end there.
Is here, sir.
Tried to make it through the park, bailed out. Canine pursued and apprehended.
This big squad is free. You have one roll this way.
And it'll be interesting to find out where this guy lives, because he died. One of our viewers actually pointed it out. He perfectly fit the description of the man with the gun earlier on English Street.
So that's the official end of Thanksgiving. Once we get in a chase with a guy with a gun, methamphetamine,
large amount,
and throwing stuff out the windows to get rid of the drugs. He can't even reach under the seat to get the drugs that he's trying to throw out. Plus, they found one of the bags that they did throw out.
Yep.
Fighting with the dog. Once we reach that point, Thanksgiving is over. So, it's like the groundhog. When the groundhog comes up, if he looks at himself, goes back in his hole or whatever, sees his shadow, right? That's what sees his shadow. Then winter's over, winter's not over, 6 more weeks. But in the case of Thanksgiving or any other holiday, once a really bad dude does that to us, we're not thinking about Thanksgiving anymore. And you could hear as they were chasing, I mean, there was very little traffic. If it had been a regular weekend night with a lot of bars open, traffic would have been a different thing. And plus, the great news is the officers are familiar with Falcon Heights, which is just their butts up on Roseville, because the sheriff's office patrols Falcon Heights. Now, technically, where they're in there, because they're north of Roseland, that's going to be a Roseville area. But St. Anthony Police Department still proposed Lauderdale, and they were there as well.
Suspect, if you get OD, he swallowed a bunch of meth.
He swallowed a meth.
Definitely infiltrated.
Why did he?
When you have that much, why swallow some? Well, the driver of that car that they chased and got the gun and meth off of says he swallowed a lot of drugs. And
it's a common tactic to try to not get put
right.
What else have we forgot to mention here at the start? Oh, I want one of our analysts, Joe Miller. He's working tonight from home, and I want him to fill us in on everything that was found in that chase car that was stopped last night in Roseville.
That was that, for a reminder, that was that black Audi.
So, Joe, if you can give us a ring. Otherwise, text Pat the information that you got on all the details there and his crim history. The guy, was certainly you knew that he was fleeing. You heard that last night, but he had a DOC warrant as well.
That's a warrant.
I'm gonna wait till Joe. I'm gonna force. There's Joe Miller. Joe Miller, our
We're gonna be behind a stolen vehicle, 604.
Hang on.
November Golf X-ray.
Hang on.
Sure. Edgerton, Nebraska.
Edgerton, Nebraska.
That's right.
Multiple people getting out of the vehicle going towards the wheel.
There we go. That's the same car.
Copy, 10-3 at Edgerton, Nebraska.
Joe, we'll call you back.
Sure.
But
That's the same vehicle as what?
the same house. Remember that house we sat at Edgerton, Nebraska? Where
Yeah, the very pleasant young man.
Yeah, exactly. So they're behind a stolen. Edgerton, Nebraska.
It sounds like they're getting out of the car.
Oh, good.
And if they go into that house, there's going to be, I think they'll have problems with the people inside.
385, 2 in custody. 1 fled from us eastbound from Edgerton, Wheelock.
Right there. That's the house. I don't think we were live the other night, Pat. We stopped at the house at the northeast corner there in
They all
Nebraska.
got out of the vehicle at the same time and locked together, unknown which one was the driver. Do we have a description of the party that fled?
You see a furry fine fuzz. Check the area here.
Oh, I hear sirens.
385, all I have right now is black male. I believe he's wearing dark clothing. Fled towards Parkway from Edgerton. Copy. Party that fled was a black male wearing dark clothes, fled on foot toward eastbound towards Milford.
Might have gotten right around the back and in the house.
They want a perimeter. Affirmative, if you can set up a perimeter from the east from here.
Unfortunately, if we can't identify the driver, we're not going to set a perimeter.
625 a copy. If the driver is unable to be identified, a perimeter cannot be set up. 2129.
Well, we can set up a perimeter. We just can't use the dog.
Right.
The perimeter is always okay.
625, can we have the next responding squad head to the suspect vehicle and give it a good once over, see if we can find anything in there?
Clear.
365, we're almost on the scene. We'll check it out.
It's the same way I would have gone.
Well, hopefully it bears fruit. If he doesn't run into the house there, he's definitely going to have a hard time finding shelter. Because this is a really good, solid neighborhood up here.
Yeah, it is.
And not a lot of people are going to offer him shelter here.
If he starts trying to hide in yards and get in garages, people are going to start calling in.
Yeah, but we're assuming most of the squads are familiar with that house there. There's been drive-bys at that house there on occasion as well.
Someone who likes to do drive-bys frequents the house.
We're not really driving that fast. It's not as if, although there may be a squad behind us, it's not as if this is, at this point, a life-threatening emergency, but
280, I'll call the
we still would like to
car
apprehend the
who got
suspect.
shot at coach of this.
280 copy at
385, the only thing we got on this guy is that the left driver's name is Mushu.
Mushu.
Know him?
Joe, I've heard the name. Joe Miller might know him.
385 a copy. Burn, aka Mushi.
Our analyst that was on
385
the
a copy.
phone.
Sorry, something that are looking at the driver is a Charles Burns, aka 2131.
There it is.
It's Joe Miller is an expert on
1179 Summit for the alarm. Residential audible covering the porch.
Joe's an encyclopedia.
Both squads en route at 2132.
He's incredible.
encyclopedia of criminality. Well, what should we give him a name? It's like instead of Britannica, we'll call him Crimanica. He's encyclopedia Crimanica. We turned our lights off here just so we don't
36 send me 3, that's cool.
run into or scare off the fleeing suspect.
Copy, 2132.
So we don't know if the squads have really flushed out this side of the street.
Right there.
We
gotta take a look around the cars here, huh?
Like there's people out there.
Affirmative. Charles Burns is going to be our alleged driver at this point.
Olight? We got an Olight?
Sure do.
Is anybody in that car? The second one to the right there? No. Yeah, he probably was running in here.
Yep, just had to go right around to the side and then...
Joe, send us everybody that hangs at this address here at 470. What's it? 473?
575.
575, that's what it is. Well, I'm betting he ran in here. Yep, people are in there. We're looking for what? Charles Burns?
Mm-hmm. Should I ask if they come out?
Well, you're always welcome to ask. I can pretty much, I'm like the great Karnak. I can predict the answer. Just see how good you.
Spots 163, 162.
How good of a bullshitter
for the
you
alarm
can be.
company. 163, copy.
Yes, sir.
Live in that house. Also black male with long hair.
Yeah, no. Hey, Gene, I gotta let you go though. I know. Yeah, we know the family, but.
Take my call in AWI, clear a report. Put me on distress stuff.
B2134.
280 to squad from the shots fired.
Copy, 2134.
Of Western
Yeah, this house has been shot up.
Space for casings.
Copy, within says that the gunshots came from the southwest corner of Western Employer.
Yes, sir.
Joe, what can you tell us about this house that you and I have stopped at here up in Edgerton in Nebraska? You know?
So are you at 575?
Yep. That's who are the? Yeah. If you know who that Mushu is? Has he been hanging here at all?
I'm not sure if he's been there recently. I know he had stayed there in a known house in the past. I don't know how active it has been lately.
Yeah. We remember they got shot up here last year at the house, and just trying to figure out if he ran inside the house rather than running through the neighborhood. So I'm assuming
I do know there was something that happened there just a little while ago where several gang members were at that address recently.
Yeah. All right, well, while we're here, we're kind of driving around looking for this guy that fled. They got two, obviously. Can you give us the update on the guy from last night?
Sure, absolutely. So, a fugitive was taken into custody, and I'm not sure for your viewers or audience, but there was a chase or a pursuit last night at just after 11 p.m. and a DOC fugitive was taken into custody. and a gun was recovered, and nearly 2 pounds of suspected meth, and $5,000 cash.
So in that car, that guy that fled, there was how much meth? 2 pounds?
Nearly 2 pounds, Sheriff.
2 pounds. A gun, and his criminal history.
3-5, if you're still an active 10-3, you can cancel it.
Talk a little bit about the warrant that he had, too.
He did have a DOC warrant, and from what I can tell, it's for drugs with a parole violation, which means he violated the terms of his release from prison. And he does have 11 total prior felony convictions. And most of them are...
What's his name? What's his full name?
His name is Kenneth Crawford. And he's a 35-year-old male.
35.
625, I'm pulling up 385, what's your 20?
Why don't you give us what his previous convictions were?
625, you're on 1.
Go again, Sheriff?
Give us what his convictions were for, his 11 convictions, 11 previous felonies.
Yeah, so most of his 11 prior felony convictions range from several drug-related offenses, from drug first degree, second degree, third degree sales, theft, and fleeing police in a motor vehicle.
And obviously he must have a CSC conviction too, if that's his probation, right?
You know, Sheriff, I heard about that, and I'm not seeing that. I did hear something like that, and I did not see that when I was looking earlier today, but I did hear about the CSC.
Yeah. All right, well, great. Thank you, and if you get any more on Mushu and any other addresses that he might hang out at, text us those addresses.
Will do, Sheriff. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Thank you very much.
See you Monday, Joe.
Bye.
Bye.
See you Monday, Joe, when you help me with my accident report.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. We are not going down there if that car is there.
First one doesn't belong to that house. It belongs to a neighbor.
Okay. So we'll tool over to the west sector. For those of you that are new, I'm sure there's 6 frequencies that we monitor in Ramsey County that are in use. 3 of them in the city of St. Paul, and 3 in the suburbs of St. Paul. And if you haven't listened before, my name's Bob Fletcher. Thank you for joining us. I have the pleasure of serving as the Ramsey County Sheriff here in the county that houses the city of St. Paul, our state capital.
27.
And also is here is Pat, introduce yourself.
I was busy communicating with one of our other analysts.
Well, I'll talk. We have a longtime police officer that retired a few years back. Came back to work as an analyst. His name is Pat Scott. We worked together in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And, well, I guess all the way through the early 90s, too, in different capacities.
Yep.
And,
we've been told we must have been partners for a long time. Actually, we worked near each other. We never actually worked in the same car when we were with St. Paul, but I think we pretty much have the same work ethic, the same outlook towards the job, the same outlook towards community relations. And I'd say we rather click rather well.
I want to credit those other cops we worked with. The style that we have, I think, was prevalent in our era, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think it's still a lot of cops that just like getting out and talking to people and solving their problems.
They just don't have as much time to do it.
Right. I mean, do we enjoy catching people that need to be caught? Absolutely. That's always one of the driving forces.
Absolutely.
But do we like helping people, turn their lives around so they don't stay in crime? It's a 3-pronged approach: prevention, intervention, and suppression. And you have to have a heart for all 3.